Alright, this should be working. I got the green bars, so that's good news because I keep having problems with going live. And that stinks. I'm sorry that this is late today. I had a friend of mine. I had to work around a couple things because I have everything's in the morning. I feel like it's like everything. It's like I have so few hours in the morning where I actually have energy. And also the morning is when the universe likes to throw everything at me. Like, no, pay attention to this. Do this, do this, do this, do this. It's hard. So I had to plan, I had to plan around my last physical therapy coming up. My friend wanted to go thrifting, my friend I used to work with. And anyway, so I do apologize if this is a few hours late because I'm trying to be consistent here. But I'm actually being consistent. And this is, I think I started this a little early. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. I'm like a, I don't know. I don't even know what time it is. Let's see if this will work. Alright, so it's a few minutes early. I just wanted to get it going because, I wanted to make sure that this was even working, first of all. Second of all, I wanted to apologize for being late. And since I have a few... Excuse me. I just inhaled a bagel. Excuse me. Anyway. Since I got a couple extra minutes here, and I'm really enjoying this lighting right now. This is, I think because it's cloudy, it's just less, like, I don't look so pink and red. And I'm really liking this lighting right now. Anyway, since I got a few extra minutes, you guys want to see what I got at the thrift store? And I wanted to get so much more, but I'm being so good because I don't know what's going on with me. I mean, like money-wise, because I've been applying for Social Security. And, I mean, this takes months, and it's just been... Anyway, the point is, the thrift store, very inexpensive things. So I had to constantly remind myself, wait, I have no idea when I'm getting any sort of income, so I need to scale it back. So I scaled it back. That's fine. It was nothing I needed except this purse. I mean, and maybe it's the type of purse, maybe you need to see it in person to understand why I needed it. But here's the purse. And it has kind of like, look, it's got a loop-de-doo, so I can kind of close it. It's got a zipper part in the back, which is really nice. There's all sorts of pockets and zipper things inside, which is nice. Like, there's slits for my phone. There's a zippered part here inside, which is so nice. And plus, the colors are just, I don't know. Well, plus, this will close, too, if I wanted to close. Come on. Look how nice this was. Guess how many dollars this was? This was $3. This is I don't need this. This was a waste of $3. But you know what? Look how cute it is. And it's got like, look at this. It's so nice. It looks like it was expensive at some point. But it wasn't. This cost me $3. I'm very excited about this. I had to buy this, and now I can't wait to actually go somewhere so I can use this because this is really nice. And this is kind of unnecessary, this closing thing, but it's so pretty. I can't stop looking at my bag. Look at this tassel here, and it's just like really nice. So I figure it's kind of like good for like, you know, fall coming up. I don't know, just let me enjoy this bag. This was $3. Literally $3. Do I have a price on here so I can prove it to you? Oh, never mind. This was not $3. This was $5.99. So that's less impressive. But okay. $6. I don't know. Anyway, it even smells good. I can't explain it. Like, this is like... And then I also got... And... when I first saw these pants, I was like, which again, I think these were $6.99. Yeah, $7 for these pants. And these are from, these are Old Navy pants. And at first I was like, whatever. Yeah, but I could kind of use like gray pants. So I tried them on, and these are like super skinny and super stretchy, and they look so good on me. So anyway, so that's my thrifting haul. This is why my this stuff I got myself. What time is it? This is why my this is why this was late. So I'm sorry. I haven't seen my friend since I've been working at my job though, since um I guess since a few months ago. So I really missed her and I wanted to catch up, and anyway, this is what I've been up to. And this is kind of, I feel like this is really close to me. Can I move this? Because you guys are kind of up in my grill. um yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my small little thrifting haul. I can't wait to use this purse. I don't know. I haven't been going a lot of places since got sick a few months ago, I'll admit. I kind of don't really go anywhere, and it's kind of a downer. It's like, but it's because, I don't know. So, anyway, that's the stuff I got. And I appreciate your patience while I showed it. And I guess it is it one now? Yes, hi, welcome to Daily Justine. Usually I do this at 10 in the morning, 10 through 10:30. However, this morning did not work, so I'll be doing this 1 through 1:30. Thank you for coming. And what I want to do is just kind of like talk in the beginning, and then maybe in about 15 minutes, I'll start looking at the chat, seeing what you guys are saying, because the chat I see has got a bunch of comments in it, so I'll take a look at that in a second. Gonna put my stuff not in my face. Today I wanted to talk about, I didn't really have any news items I wanted to talk about today, because everything is kind of dominated. Once again, it's like I turn on the news and it's like they pick one thing to talk about, one thing to focus on, and that's kind of really annoying to me, because a lot of times the one thing that they pick I'm not interested in at all. And today was about the Apple iPhone 7, and it's like, I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care how cool the phone is. I can guarantee that I'm not buying it. And like this whole like, oh, zero money down, whatever, that makes your bill huge though. So the odds of me getting the new iPhone are zero. I will not be getting the new iPhone. I don't care if it's like, if it sparkles, if it has, uh, the capability to go backwards or forwards in time, uh, time travel capabilities. That's the word I was looking for. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's made from like gold. I'm not gonna buy it. It's just not. Um, even if I had this sorted out, even if I had my income sorted out, even if I had my Social Security or whatever by now, I would not be getting that new iPhone, because it just seems like, to me, it seems like such a waste of money. What on earth could I possibly do with that phone? I mean, I wonder if it like gets to a point where phones are, what's the word? They're advanced enough. They like, how much more are they going to advance? How much better are they going to make the camera? Are they going to start having like SLDR cameras in there? Like, how much better are they going to make it? I don't know. So, and that's all they were talking about today. I don't know why they were talking about that like on the news, but apparently that was newsworthy enough for it to be all they were talking about today. Well, and also how it affects Apple and Apple stock and blah blah blah, Apple this, Apple that. It's all just very boring to me. I don't understand why they focus so much attention on this. Another thing that they were talking about today was the Fed is making more comments today, which I like to follow financial news. So if there's any sort of utters that are coming from the Fed that day, that's all the news is talking about. Like, oh, the Fed beige book is coming out. Oh, the Fed minutes are coming out. Blah, 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 Jackson Hole. And it's like so dumb, because they never actually say anything of substance. Um, So it's kind of depressing because it's like you would hope that they would have more to say than they actually do, but they don't. Because actually, there's a part of me that feels like, it's not so much that they're like hiding stuff from us. I'm not like a conspiracy theorist like that. I don't think they're hiding nothing, like the mainstream media and like the Fed or whatever. I think it's that they actually have no idea what they're doing. I think they actually have no clue. That's how I think. That's how I feel. And that's just how it is. Because today it's all about the beige book. The beige book is I guess, commentary coming out of Fed members talking about whether or not they should raise rates or not. Because this is all they've been talking about for years. And it's really disappointing because you think that they'd have more substantial things to say, but they don't. It's all about, oh, are they going to raise rates this month? And it's like, and they're talking about like, oh, we don't know, we got to wait for the jobs report, blah blah blah. You think it would have, if we're talking about, so to reiterate, I made a stream about this, but what do I mean by raising the interest rate? I'm talking about the backbone cost of borrowing money, meaning what it costs for institutions, banks, to borrow from each other, because that's kind of like the backbone of everything. And you think that that would have more to do with like one jobs report 1 month, but nah, they're like taking this day by day, it seems like. And I used to Fed watch as a sport. I guess that's the term, Fed watching, and it's just gotten really boring because it's the same thing. I feel like I can predict what's going to be in the beige book. Oh, things are starting to improve. I don't know. We gotta wait. That's all it says. Oh, things are starting to improve, but we gotta wait. It's really like it's getting old. So anyway, that was a very long intro. Wow. I've been doing this 12 minutes already, Jesus, and I'm just ranting about the Fed. Actually, maybe since I'm on this topic and I've been talking about it for 12 minutes, I'll just keep talking about this. Because this is like, I just can't believe that this is. You think they'd have better policy than this. I've talked about this in my what is even an interest rate stream. This was a week or two back. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I need to organize these streams. Anyway, I just basically interest rates have been 0% since the financial crisis. That's one of the few things that the Fed can do to help or hurt our economy. They can raise or lower the cost of borrowing. So the cost of borrowing has been 0 for years now, since the crisis, since 2009. That's scary. So, and now they're at a point where they're like, you know what, we're out of the crisis, we're going to raise rates, 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 and they never do. And it's really funny because to Fed watchers like me, it's like, what did you guys think? I mean, once you get to a point that you make money free, it's basically confetti, and you can't, like, come back from that. I hate to say it, but it's terrible policy, and this is actually exactly I'm, um, why I'm so against both Clinton and Trump, because they're awful, because they don't talk about this. Nobody's talking about this. This is an actual thing that has to do with how our economy runs and how our currency works in the global market, and nobody's got anything to say about it. No, no, no. You know what they have to say? We're building a wall. Are you kidding me? That's what you got to say? And Hillary Clinton's got nothing to say because she hasn't been talking to the press. I mean, it's actually really disturbing to me because I want to. I don't know. But you think that the people running for president would care about this kind of stuff? I can tell you that CNBC seems to care. The stock market cares. Yet, they seem to care, but nobody cares. Like, no, there's nobody running for president for anything that's got anything to say about this. Like, how are we gonna move forward with our financial recovery? How are we gonna move from the zero bound? Is there a plan to move from the zero pound bound? Is our money going to continue to be free to borrow into the future? Because it's causing distortions. Like it's if it's free to borrow money. Think about that. Think about if it's free to borrow money. So if it's free to borrow money, then it's kind of like it kind of gives institutions it kind of gives them the opportunity to charge as much as they want, to take as much risk as they want, because if it's free to, let's say it's free to borrow money to play at a casino, would you stop playing after you lost? No, you'd keep playing, right? I mean, it's not fair. It's like but who am I to say all this? It doesn't matter because this has been going on. There's no fixing this. The time to complain about this or talk about whether or not this is a good idea was nearly a decade ago. That time has passed, and we've been at the zero bound and printed who knows how many trillions of dollars since then. Boy, this is going to end well. This is why I'm not optimistic. This is why I'm not optimistic, and why, because people ask me, like, Trump or Clinton, are you kidding me? Like, I don't even have. This is so sad for me to say, but I have very little hope. Because I feel like our currency is worth nothing. And people are like, oh yeah, but we're the world reserve currency. For how long? Sorry, I'm just. Like, I'm so sick of this beige book, and I love financial news. It's always been interesting to me. It's always been, I think it's interesting looking at the health of a company to decide whether or not it's a good idea to buy the stock. If a company has good earnings or whatever, then their stock price goes up. But now, as stock price goes up, because interest rates have been zero, so it's been 0% for companies to borrow money to buy their own stock. I mean, it's awful policy. And this is the reality we've been living in. Oh, but the stock market's been going up and up, so things must be good. Are you kidding me? And now it's like, I don't know, I'm glad I'm being real right now, because this is something that's been on my mind, bothering me, and I wish it bothered more people, because nobody cares, because it's boring, and I get it. I know it's boring. I'm shocked to have anybody watching this right now. But you know what? I think that this is the type of stuff that people need to think about. We just give power to these central bankers, these central planners, these like the EU, the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve, and it's like they sound important, the World Bank, they sound important, so we give them power, but what are they actually doing? I'm not trying to incite like a revolution here, but I do want to say that throughout history, people have realized this about central banking, because central banking has been around forever. Well, so have we. And there's been history where people have realized this about central banks. They've realized that they create booms and busts by making it cheaper or more expensive to borrow money whenever they feel like, and it ruins the economy. If the Fed were to actually raise interest rates right now, we would have a recession like you wouldn't be able to fathom. If we actually did raise interest rates, it'd be really bad. Because what would happen is it would just cause a loss of confidence. So, and that people have realized this about central banking. They've revolted against it, and then what happens is, out of that revolt, there's chaos that ensues, and people think, oh, we gotta hurry up and go back to the central banking so they can fix it. It's really bad. It's like at a point. It's just something that's so. It's what happened with the Federal Reserve, for example. The Federal Reserve used to be I think it was the first bank or something, and then early in the 1900s there was a revolt against central banking, and then the money trust, that's what it was called, the money trust, they they decided to they were like, okay, nah, people don't trust us, so they rebranded themselves as the Federal Reserve, so people thought that they had anything to do with the government. And it's just very scary to me because these central banks um, can bankrupt nations by demanding more interest on debt that they lent us. At 0%, they can be like, hey, we're going to start charging 10% on that debt. They could just start doing that at any moment and collapse our economy. And people don't realize this. So I feel like there's knowing that this interest rate drama has been going on for a while. I did feel kind of compelled to start doing these live streams because I felt like, damn, let's say the Fed does raise interest rates. They've been saying they will, saying they will, saying they will. So what happens if they actually do? There's going to be some kind of calamity, and no one's going to have any idea what just happened. So I did feel kind of called to start doing these live streams because I want to be able to talk about these boring things with you guys if anything significant does indeed happen. It is alright, it's 1:15. I've been at this for a while. Sorry, I'm like looking at my face because this lighting right now is awesome, and I'm gonna look at the comments. There's a whole lot of comments. Wow, there's so many comments. Wow. Alright, L. I can't read your name, but L says it's no good for people with low incomes or / young people. It's actually not good for old people because with this system that we have now, 0% interest rates, it's bad for savers because did you guys know, I don't know how old you guys are, but did you know that back in the day, you used to be able to put money in a bank and earn interest on it? Did you know that you used to be rewarded for saving money? And that's how retirees would be able to retire because they would collect the interest on their savings, and that's how they would live through retirement. It's You can't do that anymore. Now you have to put your money in the stock market and hope that you get any kind of returns on the stock, which may or may, it might crash tomorrow. You don't know. There's risk. You could earn like a ton of money on the stock market, or you could lose everything. It's called risk. There's more risk involved. So actually, it's not just young people that hurt here, it's everybody. Justine, I need advice. I am studying dental hygiene, but it's not my passion, but I want a secure job. My passion is art and music. I'm afraid it won't. Well, alright, this question is for Arisha. I hope I'm saying that right. And boy, are you making me miss doing the advice annex right now. But I do want to say that if you're actually asking my advice, I mean, honestly, I think you should listen to yourself. But if there's, you're studying to be a dental hygienist, well, I mean, if it's, I'm assuming if you're studying it, you at least have some kind of interest in it. And see, in my experience, I can do the creative things I'm interested in better if I don't have to worry about security. Meaning, it's hard for me to be creative in times like these when I actually have no income because I'm waiting to see if I can get on Social Security. So it's hard for me to be creative when I can't, when things like that aren't worked out. So why can't you do both? I mean, couldn't you do both? There's no reason. It's not like, okay, you're going to school for dental hygiene so you can never draw anything ever again. It doesn't mean that you can't do those things. And in fact, I think your life would be more, I feel like people kind of really lost a sense of having a hobby. And having a hobby is, I mean, it's helpful because it gives you something to look forward to. But then you have your doldrums job so you can eat. So think of it that way. Why can't you do both? Don't make yourself be like, oh, I need to earn an income somehow with art, because I tell you what, it's not easy. All right. Um, school is taking, yeah, I mean, school takes forever, but think about when you're done with school. I've been drawing myself. Actually, my sketchbook is right there with my pencils. I've been making myself be more creative because I have been, I was actually just talking to my friend about this earlier. It's been hard for me to feel okay with things, with not having an income. And I don't know if I'm going to be approved for Social Security. I know most people are denied their first go rounds, and then maybe I'll have better luck with the appeal. And it's like this whole thing. But I have to wait to hear from them, and it takes months. And it's very hard for me to deal with emotionally. So, wait, why did I get into that? Anyway, so because of that, it would usually be hard for me to be creative in any capacity right now, because I'm just freaking out about how I'm going to live, about how I'm going to eat, about all that, but I've been making myself do it anyway, and actually these live streams are a part of that. Um, Hobbies are expensive. They can be expensive. It depends on your hobby, but it's hard. It's true. It's hard to do a hobby if you have no money. I mean, especially a creative hobby. You know, uh, I have really nice pencils, and I have a really nice sketchbook. I actually have really nice art materials, but I got them for myself when I had an income. I mean, if without an income, it's hard to sustain a hobby. So Varouche has a good point. Um, oh, thank you, Varouche. That's I got colors though. You needed that needs to go to someone in more need than me, because I actually have a lot of art supplies. I have, yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping that this can be a. I'm glad you guys. Uh, this is just me trying to check the time. I can barely see the time. Okay. I got like 7 more minutes. I'm gonna stop this at 1:30. Do I have a shit hitting the fan plan? No, but I do have food. I do have food. Um, I have a hoard of rice and beans in case the shit hits the fan. I don't know. I also have some silver. But it's one of those things. How do you plan for the shit hitting the fan? That's something I've and actually because of that, I haven't bought silver in quite a while. In fact, if anything, I've sold some because I'm like, what am I even going to do with it? Let's pretend that the banks are closed tomorrow. Let's just pretend that the banks closed tomorrow. Can we just pretend? I don't know. This is a fun game to me. Let's pretend the banks are closed tomorrow, or whatever. Whatever people are preparing for. Like shit hits the fan. What the fuck is that silver gonna do for me? If I can't get, like, what's it gonna do? I mean, so I've sold it so that I could when did I sell it? Or I sold some silver last summer because my store was closed for a remodel, and it was closed longer than I thought it would be. Um, yeah. So I sold while I was waiting for unemployment to come. I had to pay my cell phone bill, I think. So I sold some silver, which I sold it for a ridiculously bad price because let me tell you what, that's another thing with buying silver. You think you could exchange it and shit hits the fan, like banks are closed, can't get cash. You think you're going to get cash for your silver? Yeah, you'll get like pennies on the dollar what it's worth. So it's like, I don't know. I don't really have a plan because I think in that case, like if the shit ever actually hit the fan, I don't know how I could actually prepare. So I actually try not to worry about it. One thing, This angle is like really bad. Ah. Well, I'm glad I have my new pants that I just got. At least I have pants. Uh, there's actually a lot of activity in this chat, and I wonder if I should go live in the afternoon instead of the morning from now on. Because um, this is nice. There's a whole bunch of you guys in here right now. Usually not so much activity in the morning. Yeah, I mean, there's... That's the thing. Like, I could, like, sell art, do art for... I actually like to do portraits. So it's, like, the type of thing I like to paint portraits, actually. Which is kind of, people would pay for something like that, but it's... See, hobbies are really more for your own enjoyment. And it's hard for people to wrap their head around doing something for no reason other than it makes you feel good. Or at least the people I know in my life, it's hard for them to think that just the fact that just enjoying it is enough reason to do something. So I mean, it's nice if you have a hobby that you could also earn money, but not always. What else did I want to talk about today? I had a whole other show planned, but then I started ranting about the Blue Book, the Fed Blue Book. And I kind of, in fact, while this is still rolling, let's see what CNBC.com is saying right now regarding, it's probably a big headline about the Blue Book. Jesus. This is a lot of fun for me. Yeah, I get it. You feel like you're not working. This is... I've made a, oh, it's here. Apple introduces the new iPhone 7. I'm not clicking that because I don't care. Anyway, that's what I was getting at with, I made a kind of a rambling stream recently about how, maybe it was even just my second stream. I was talking about how I feel like in America, it's almost an obsession with, I need to do more, I'm not doing enough, I'm not earning enough, I'm not doing enough, I gotta be more busy, I gotta be busy, I gotta be busy, gotta be busy. And it's kind of, yeah, but why can't you just slow down and do something for no reason other than you enjoy doing it? Because we can't, that doesn't work in America. Here it's like, oh, you're doing that. Why? What's the payoff for you? Why are you doing that? Seems like a waste of time. It's very, yeah. Oh, look at this. Don't quit your daydream. Stocks lower ahead of Fed's beige book release. Oh my god. I wonder what the blue book is going to... there's a part of me that's kind of like, can they just raise interest rates and get this over with already? This is so annoying. See, it seems like they wanted to raise interest rates, but then there was a bad employment number. I have no idea where that's coming from. There was a bad employment number, there was a bad ISM number, and it's like all based on just in the past month, and it's really frustrating. We're talking about how expensive housing is. You know what that is? We call that a bubble. And that's actually, I've been meaning to make a stream about this, about what, in case you're wondering, like, oh, Justine, what's the problem with these 0% interest rates? Why can't they just keep them at zero? Why can't this go on forever? It's because it causes prices to rise. So, we're seeing it in the housing market, we're seeing it in stock prices, we're seeing it in, Like, why? Do you remember, like, probably not, but like a year or two ago, Instagram was valued at 60 something billion dollars? Why? Because 0% interest rates. Why not? It's like just make up a number, type it in. You know, it's like if money's free, why not? So why not charge $2 million for a house? Why not? You know, it's like absurd. And then, yeah, there's nobody to fill those houses. We're gonna end up like China. Friggin' China with their ghost cities. They built these cities that nobody can afford to live in, so they're empty. And it's unbelievable. I saw a documentary about, well, I've seen a couple documentaries about it. And it's, you know, it's like, it's absurd. Homeless people. There's people that are homeless. And then there's people that, and then there's all, like, these empty houses empty because nobody can possibly afford them. Why? So there's no place to live. That's depressing. That's a good point. Like, oh, you can't afford to live anywhere. Well, don't worry, we'll round you up and put you in the back of this van. Oh my god, I'm like freaking myself out. Alright, well, I need to, oh, this is over. It's 1:30 already. So, I'll conclude this, but I'll take a last minute look at the chat and see what else is going on. Um, um, yeah, see, that has to do with like foreign investors, like you know, I think there was a report not long ago about how the biggest investor in Miami was China, and Miami was going through a huge high-end real estate boom. And was anybody living there? No. It was just these Chinese people buying it, bidding up the price, trying to earn money. And that's what happened to the cities in China. It was just foreign investors like, oh, the buying the properties for no reasons other than it's going to be worth more next year. So what that does is it creates a bubble. Once it becomes free to borrow money to buy up these homes, then they're going to keep borrowing the money, the prices are going to keep rising. So that's why 0% interest rates are bad. And oh boy, yeah, this was a very good chat, guys. Thank you. And I was just thinking today, I was like, damn, I want to talk more about the stuff I want to talk about. I mean, I had a good talk today planned about loving yourself, and it's a it's a vlog that I keep meaning to make, and I haven't done it yet, and the talk is coming. But I'm glad today we talked about the beige book because this was dumb, and this was driving me nuts all morning. So I got it out. I feel better now, and then yeah. So have a good day, guys, and I'll be back normal time tomorrow, 10 a.m. Thank you for coming, Bruges. I Bruges does a live stream every day, 11 a.m. Eastern or 7 a.m. Pacific. So check out Bruges and have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you, guys. I keep having trouble stopping this. Bye.